Hello traders, welcome back to my channel guys, and in this video I will be showing you two trades that I did yesterday. So it was Friday, the end of the week. I was able to do two trades. The first one on GJ, unfortunately it ended up being a break-even trade after a really big risk reward, you will see, and on GBP USD. And as it's Saturday guys, it's the weekend. I will also be doing a video about EURUSD, so the main pair that I trade at this moment, in order to see what we can expect next week. So let's start with the first one. So GJ, let's check how I took the trade and why I went to break even and why I did not close. So the first thing that we need to mention is of course the higher time frame, so the 4 hour, in order to see where we are in the market and have a main bias. So in here, the main bias I had was of course trying to sell, because we can see that the price is rejecting from this, or also has rejected from this area of supply. You can see the price printing this uptrend move, then we took some liquidity above this high, printed this new higher high, and then a lower low. So this leaves a really nice order block and supply area in which the price went into, and then you can see a huge rejection. So I was really interested in selling GBP JPY. I was expecting a deeper pullback. We did not have it, but we kept going lower, and you know, the price moves in waves, so it's always going to give you guys an opportunity to get into this pullbacks. You don't really have to trade the breakouts and get stopped out on this retracement and correction moves. So always pay attention and try to trade on pullbacks. And what I saw basically is that the price broke this low again. So we still have bearish structure because we broke this low, and we also printed this lower high, because we can see the price going lower and lower and lower, and we have a huge break to the downside with this new lower low being formed. So pretty much what I was expecting was a formation of another lower high, because I was expecting the price to go back into this area of supply and previous high, and see some sort of rejection on a lower time frame. So this was my main bias, and of course on the lower time frame I will be focusing on this area right here. So this is where I would put my focus and see any type of schematic on the lower time frame. So basically what I did was go on the lower time frame, like the 5 minutes in this case, and see how the price is moving, and see if we can spot some reaction on the area. And the first thing that I saw was that the uptrend move was pretty strong. So you have to be careful with that, see some slowing down in the momentum before taking a trade. And I saw the price going inside the area, and if you stay too much on the higher time frame, like the 5 minutes in this case, it's going to be a little bit difficult. So if you want to see really some things and breaks of structure, you need to go to the 1 minute, in my opinion, to see something more, and zoom in and see if the price is showing some weakness around the area. And I saw the price going into the area, okay, with first of all slowing down a little bit here. You can see some flat highs, slowing down the momentum, but then we have another push higher, and it seems like we start going down, but we have no clear break of structure. So we still it would still be very risky to try to decide to sell here, okay. But once I saw the price taking out the previous high and now breaking structure, you can see a clear break of structure now, I was now interested in selling. So I just waited for the price to go back into this order block and supply area to sell this GBP JPY. I took a sell position right here, and unfortunately, yeah, it was right here around the order block, and I just covered the previous high. So very tight stop loss. It went down pretty fast, gave me a really decent risk reward. It was more or less 1/6, because with the spread and a little bit of commissions, this was a net 6 risk reward in my favor. I was not thinking to close the position, simply because as you can see, if I go back on the 1 hour, we are really rejecting a major level of supply here. So if we are able to catch a high, a top high here, we have many pips to catch to the downside. Even if we go to this area of, let's say, demand, but I'm gonna call this wick, okay. Even if we catch the movement to the downside to this wick, this would have been a really huge trade to end up the weekend and to start off the month the right way, in my opinion. So I was not really interested in selling, in closing this selling position. I really wanted to catch a beautiful move. Unfortunately, when you make these decisions, you have to be aware that the price may not drop from here. You can still make some manipulations, some schematics, some everything. So you can go back to your break-even point. So you have to at least protect the position. So that's the only thing that I did. I just put my break-even here, the stop loss to the break-even, and let the trade run. Unfortunately, it went back, touched my break-even, and I went out from this trade, and I didn't look at it anymore. To be honest, I will be looking at this the next week. So from Monday, I will be looking for selling positions. Right now, we have many equal highs, so I'm expecting some sort of manipulation, and then some breaks to the downside like this, and I will be looking to target some supply areas in which I will probably be selling to target again this demand zone down here. So it's still not over. I'm still going to be looking for selling positions here on GBP JPY. But at least you understand, guys, why I did not close the trade, even though it was a really beautiful risk reward ratio. On GBP USD, guys, instead I decided to close the position because it didn't have that huge potential that we had as in GBP JPY. Even here we can start from the higher time frame. So 60 minutes is pretty difficult, but I can see a really huge push to the upside. And that this is not normal. You always have the price moving in waves in the market, so sooner or later we might see the price retracing. So on the retracement, we might, look for selling positions in order to target this area maybe. So what I decided to do is see if the price will show me some sort of top of the market and start reacting in order to see a pullback. And I spot this movement, this schematic on the lower time frame. So let's go on the 5 minutes. So basically I saw the price printing this a movement from A to B. So we have our swing low and swing high, and we started going a little bit sideways in here, and I was expecting, you know what, maybe the price just broke some structure. It made it A to B. We might see the price pulling back into this demand zone, this one, before going higher. So I'm gonna be focusing on the pullback so I can take a counter trend trade to sell and take this area as a target. That's basically what I waited for. So I went to a lower time frame, so the 1 minute, to see something a little bit zoomed in and more specific. And what we can see is that the price started forming this top, and since then broke a little bit of structure to the downside, formed some lower highs but equal highs. So I was not really interested in selling here because the price can easily go higher. We're still in a very bullish movement, and I was just waiting for some more price action in my direction, in my favor, because otherwise, I can easily skip this trade. It's not the best trade of the world, but if I can see something that is telling me, okay, we are now downtrending and we have a setup, I will take the trade. Otherwise, it's not a problem. I will skip it and see the next one. In this case right here, once I saw the price pushing lower like this, breaks some structure, going back here into this resistance area, but now forming another lower high, so leaving this as supply, and then going lower again, breaking some structure, forming another lower low. I was pretty confident now in taking a sell position around this area of supply, because this would have been my lower low, my supply area, my order block, whatever you want to call it, and I just waited for the price to pull back into that zone, and I sold right here, covering the previous high for a decent risk reward, which was 1 to 6. So my target in this case was not very big, so I cannot decide to keep the trade running and leaving it like this, expecting the price to break all of this structure looking left, because of course we are in an uptrend, so the main bias is high, so going higher. And just because I'm in the trade, I cannot expect that the price is going to continue in my favor forever. So I need to find key zones and key levels in which I have to get out. And my key area was basically, as I said before, this demand zone right here, because you can easily expect the price to go higher from here. You can easily expect the price to react from this order block, this demand zone, okay, whatever you want to call it again. Oh my god, okay, this one. So we can see we go higher, we print these lows, and then we take some liquidity below these lows, and we have a big push higher. What do we expect? Of course, a pullback. So I did a counter trend trade right here, targeting this demand zone, and the price went higher as expected, because we are in a bullish movement. I also could have taken the trade here for a buy position, but I don't really like to trade at the end of the week when the price is already at the end of the New York session, because I don't really know if, even if the setup is pretty good, I don't know if we will have enough volumes to go higher and print what we need to see. Okay, so I didn't take the long trade anyways, but it was a pretty decent trade again. And EURUSD, guys, I want to talk about this for the next week because it's pretty interesting in my opinion. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. And yeah, let's have a look at this push from here to here. So as I said before, guys, the price needs to move in waves. So once we see the price moving like this and consolidating down, we can expect the price to go higher pretty fast in order to fill this you know, this void, this imbalance in the market, because it's not normal. And so that's what I'm expecting for the next few days or weeks, to see the price finally, after this consolidation area, to go higher, break the structure, and create some price action in here, because this is really empty. So we need to fill this area with price action in order to make this a healthy chart, okay, a healthy market. So what I will be expecting is an uptrend from here, but we need to pay a little bit of attention, because you can see that the price reacted on this supply zone, forming the lower high. So we can see the price is rejecting. It seems like it's going down. At the same time, we have a really strong level of previous support, resistance, and now support again. So a lot of people, in my opinion, as retail traders, they will try to buy from this area, because we've been rejected this so many times that a lot of people will see this as a perfect area in which we can start to buy. What happens most of the times, we see these levels being manipulated. So I'm expecting the price to go a little bit lower into this demand that I have right here, which takes the liquidity of this low. So you can see it, pretty simple, and you know, you can really see that this wick goes lower than this. So we took some liquidity and then we went higher. So I'm expecting the price to go back into this area, and this is my buy zone. This will be my buy zone, in which I will be focusing on lower time frames as usual to see my schematics, breaks of structure, pullbacks, and stuff. And I will also try to sell from next week if I see the price, you know, pulling back, breaking some structure to the upside, going into some supply areas. I will still be looking to sell, targeting this demand zone. Okay, I will only be buying above this area if we will see some really nice bullish price action. So if I can clearly see that, yeah, we maybe are not going to down here in order to buy, and I see the price already starting to move and showing me some bullish bias, I will then change my mind and try to buy from here. But it all depends on how the price moves, guys. So this is my main bias. This is not what I'm suggesting you to do. I'm only telling you guys what I see from this chart and what I'm expecting from Monday. So let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think. If you find this useful, if you have any question, or if you have another view about this EURUSD, for example, I would really appreciate if you like it. Subscribe to my channel, and that's all I'm asking, guys. So have a great rest of the weekend and get ready for Monday, guys.